Yeah, you a loner because you lie to yourself. So of course you're gonna lie to everybody else. That's why you a loner. That's why you a loner. You're not really spending that quality time with yourself. You a loner because you don't even you don't even rock with yourself. That's why you a loner. It's like you're alone, but you don't know how to be alone with yourself. Like, you're alone with music on, you're alone watching a movie, you're alone scrolling on Instagram, but you don't know how to be alone with your thoughts. You don't know how to be alone and spend time with yourself. You just say, oh, like, I'm dolo, I'm a loner, but you don't know how to be alone with yourself. Do you know how to actually be alone with yourself? Or are you a loner because you don't want to go out and make friends? You don't want to go out and put yourself out there. You don't want to go out because your trust issue so bad. A lot of y'all is loners out of fear. A lot of us are saying, learn how to be alone, learn how to be alone. But within your loneliness, you're distracting yourself from yourself. So are you really learning to be alone? Are you learning to be alone with yourself? And I'm speaking from experience. Many of us got to stop with this loner shit, because a lot of this loner stuff is just because we don't want to be at our full potential. So we want to be out here being a loner. Like, we scared to love, so we being a loner. Like, are we alone and at ease and at peace with ourselves? Or are we alone and distracting ourselves from who we are? Are we alone and can't be alone with our thoughts, so we go turn on a movie or go listen to music? Many of us are not even safe within our loneliness, within ourselves, because we didn't allow so much bullshit to where we don't even trust ourselves to even be alone. So people are like, be alone, stay to yourself. A lot of us don't know how to do that. Many of us don't know how to do that. So we say that we're loners, but in reality, we are distracting ourselves from ourselves. Many of us are disguising ourselves as loners so we don't have to face ourselves. Like, many of us don't want to be out there and have those conversations and interact with people because it's just going to show who we really are. So instead, we like, oh, I'm a loner. And many of us are such loners that we don't even know if we're missing our tribe or not. We don't even want to go out and explore the world because we're such loners. And now you don't even know if you're missing your tribe. And many of us are depressed. Many of us are depressed in our room alone, and then go and turn around and say, oh yeah, I know how to be alone. I can be alone. You alone in your room depressed. You alone in your room depressed. And then you're scrolling on Instagram and watching movies as your self-care. You a loner, but you depressed. And you're such a loner and in your depression that you can't even get out the house and go kick it and find your tribe and attract your tribe because you're such a loner. You know how to be alone. You really don't. You know how to be alone and you sit in your room depressed, but in reality, you can't even get out the bed. You can't even get out the bed and face yourselves, but you say that you a loner and you know how to be alone. That's why I say people are glorifying this I'm a loner thing. I know how to be alone, when a lot of us aren't being at ease and being at peace within our loneliness. We're not being in tune with ourselves. Like, and I get wanting to be alone and not wanting to deal with anybody and not want to face ourselves as well as other people. I get it. I get your trust is so messed up that you don't want to be out here creating new connections because your trust is messed up and you feel like you can't trust nobody. Like, I get it. And I'm speaking from experience because I used to be that way. But then I learned this is not beneficial for my growth. Like, yes, I'm alone. Yes, I'm to myself, but I'm going through it. Like, yes, I'm to myself, but I ain't really trying to be out here because, like, I don't want to make the deep connection. So I'm going to just be alone. And that's just not the most beneficial way for your growth, to be alone. So then I started to be alone and write down my thoughts. And, you know, my therapist taught me this too. Like, whatever that comes to your mind within your time alone, write that down. And then within me writing down these thoughts, I'm like, damn, like, you really feel this way? Damn, like, that's what's going on in your mind. Like, I'm writing down my thoughts. And then after I write down my thoughts, I'm sitting with my thoughts. And I'm like, okay, how can I get better thoughts from this? How can I change my mindset? I'm like, oh, these are my thoughts. Okay, Well, how do I uplift my mood so I can have better thoughts instead of me just sitting here being alone, scrolling on Instagram, watching movies to distract myself? Okay, how do I have a better mood? You need to get up and get out and go make a connection. Go make a connection with somebody. Stop being scared. Your trust fucked up, so what? So what? Go make a connection. Because I got out of that, oh, I'm just such this loner, like, oh, I don't want to make connections like that because I'm such this loner. Like, I just like to be to myself. Now I have a tribe of people, and they accept the fact that I genuinely do like to be to myself, and I like to get to know me, and I have a tribe that likes to do the same. I got out of that, oh, this is just how I am. I'm just a loner. I don't really be rocking like that. Like, I don't really be trying to make connections like that because, like, of the shit that I've been through. It truly is a good thing when you know how to genuinely be alone in your own space and appreciate that. A lot of us don't know how to be alone in our own space and be with ourselves and appreciate that, because a lot of us don't feel safe with ourselves. A lot of us don't trust ourselves. So a lot of us are saying that we're loners. Yeah, you're a loner because you don't trust yourself. Yeah, you're a loner because you don't trust yourself, nobody's going to really trust you. Yeah, you a loner because you lie to yourself. So of course you're going to lie to everybody else. That's why you a loner. That's why you a loner. You're not really spending that quality time with yourself. You a loner because you don't even rock with yourself. That's why you a loner. Like, let's just say the real. Like, we be like, oh, like, I'm just a loner. Like, I'm just dolo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just dolo. Like, I don't really like people like that. I'm just a loner. Like, I know how to be alone. I know how to be alone. Do you? Or are you just alone because you don't really rock with yourself like that? Then you glorify, oh, I know how to be alone. No, you don't know how to spend quality time with yourself. You don't know how to get in depth with yourself because you don't trust yourself. So that's why you a loner. So that's why I say people need to stop glorifying this. Oh, like just be alone. Just be alone, because a lot of us aren't being alone that benefits our growth. A lot of us are not being alone to where it benefits our growth. You're just being alone to hide yourself from yourself and everyone else. That's why you're being alone. So I wish people would stop glorifying this. Like, yeah, learn to be alone. If you're going to learn to be alone, do it to where it benefits you. Do it to where you're getting to know yourself. Do it to where, yes, you're learning how to be alone, but you're also finding your tribe that also appreciates quality time with yourself. If you're going to learn how to be alone, do it to where it benefits your growth. Learn how to appreciate yourself. Learn how to genuinely love yourself. Learn how to appreciate your mind. If you're going to learn how to be alone, do it to where it benefits your growth. Do it to where it helps you blossom. If you're going to learn how to be alone, learn how to be alone confidently in this world, in public, when you go to places by yourself and you don't need your homie, you don't need your bestie. You can confidently sashay and be happy with yourself, and be happy with your thoughts, and be happy that the fact that you trust yourself, and that the fact that you don't lie to yourself. If you're going to learn how to be alone, don't run from yourself. Don't go hide from yourself. Learn how to trust yourself. Don't just be alone and depressed. Don't just be alone because you don't want to make connections. Don't just be alone just because you don't want to be out of the world because you're running from yourself. Don't just be alone because you're running from you. Be alone because you are happy with you. You are happy with the peace that you bring yourself. If you're going to be a loner and be alone, do it to where it benefits your growth. Do it to where it benefits your growth so much that you attract your tribe of other people who like their own quality time, and y'all build off that. But that's all I want to say, y'all. Learn the difference of being alone and enjoying that, and being at peace and at ease within you being alone and loving your quality time, versus being alone but really alone and depressed, versus being alone and just not wanting to make connections, so that's why you're alone, versus being alone and running from yourself, and because you don't trust yourself, so that's why you're a loner. So I just want y'all to keep that in mind when y'all talk about, like, yeah, I'm a loner, I know how to be alone. Like, ask yourself, like, do I really? Do I really? Do I know how to be at peace with myself? Do I know how to spend quality time with myself? So just ask yourself that, and that's all I want to say. So Blossom outie.